as well, so that perishable goods can be quickly, easily within the country transported, and the benefit will accrue to the farmers. Krishi Udan will be launched by the Ministry of Civil Aviation, not just trains. Krishi Udan will be launched by the Ministry of Civil Aviation on international and national routes. This will immensely help improve value realization, especially in Northeast and in the tribal districts. Horticulture sector. So this is very important. Point number 9 of the 16th. Horticulture sector with its current produce. It's a very important point, sir. Horticulture sector with its current produce of 311 million metric ton exceeds the production of food grains. Horticulture exceeds the production of food grains. For better marketing and export, we propose supporting states which, adopting a cluster basis, will focus on one product, one district, so that a high focus is given at the district level for products in horticulture to really gain that momentum. 10th of the 16 action points. Integrated farming systems in rain-fed areas shall be expanded. Multi-tier cropping, beekeeping, solar pumps, solar energy production in non-cropping season will be added. Sir, I had mentioned in my July budget, zero budget natural farming. That shall also be included in our activities. The portal on Jaivik Kheti, online national organic products market, will also be strengthened. So the next point, the 11th, financing on negotiable warehousing receipts, ENWR, has already crossed more than 6,000 crores. Financing on negotiable warehousing receipts. This will be integrated with National Agriculture Market, the electronics one. The next point is the 12th of the 16. Non-banking finance companies and cooperatives are active in the agriculture credit space. The NABARD refinance scheme will be further expanded. Agricultural credit target for the year 2021 has been set at 15 lakh crores, 15 lakh crores, agricultural credit availability. All eligible beneficiaries of PM Kisan will be covered under the KCC, Kisan Credit Card Scheme. 13th of the 16th. Our government intends to eliminate foot and mouth disease, brucellosis in cattle, and also what is called the PPR in sheep, which is a French expression. Sorry for those who know French, I'll try to pronounce. Peste des petits ruminants. PPR in sheep and goat by 2025. So foot and mouth disease, brucellosis in cattle, and also PPR in sheep and goat by 2025 will be eliminated. Coverage of artificial insemination shall be increased from the present 30% to 70%. Manrega would be dovetailed to develop fodder farms. Further, we shall facilitate doubling of milk processing capacity from 53.5 million metric tons to 108 million metric tons by 2025. From 53.5 million metric tons of milk to 108 million metric tons by 2025. 14th point, blue economy. Our government proposes to put in place a framework for development, management and conservation of marine fishery resources. 15th, youth in coastal areas benefit through fish processing and market. By 2022-23, I propose raising fish production to 200 lakh tons. Propose raising fish production to 200 lakh tons. Growing of algae, seaweed and cage culture will also be promoted. So this coming point is very important. Our government will involve youth in fishery extension work through 3,477 Sagar Mitras and 500 fish farmer producer organizations. We hope the rural youth, particularly those who are in the coastal areas and inland fishing areas, will work as Sagar Mitras and also form 500 fish farmer producer organizations. You know that we already have a farmer producer organization, which is FPO. Now we are expanding it to cover fish farmer producer organizations. 16th and the last action point, sir, under Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana for alleviation of poverty, 58 lakh SHGs have been mobilized. We shall further expand on SHGs in this regard too. Now, for the fund allocation, for the 16 different steps that I have announced, they are being stated under two broad categories. They are being stated under two broad categories. For the sector comprising of agriculture, allied activities, irrigation and rural development, an allocation of 2.83 lakh crores has been made for 2020-21, and it is divided, among other things, for agriculture, irrigation and allied activities, 1.6 lakh crores. For rural development and Panchayati Raj, 1.23 lakh crores. Both put together, it is about 1.73 lakh, 2.8 lakh, 83 lakh crores, 2.83 lakh crores. Wellness and water and sanitation is the second under Aspirational India. I said my three themes: Aspirational India, economic development and caring society. Under each, I state three which contain specific programs. Aspirational India, already I've mentioned about the rural development and so on. Now I talk of wellness, water and sanitation. We have a holistic vision of healthcare that translates into wellness for citizens. Mission Indradhanush has been expanded to cover 12 such diseases, including 5 new vaccines. Fit India movement is a vital part of fight against non-communicable diseases coming out of lifestyle issues. A very focused Safe Water Jal Jeevan mission and comprehensive sanitation program Swachh Bharat mission have been launched to support the health vision that would reduce the disease burden on the poor. Presently, under PM Jan Arogya Yojana, there are more than 20,000 empaneled hospitals who help in Ayushman Bharat. We need more such hospitals to be empaneled in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities for poor people in these areas to benefit from them. It is therefore proposed to set up a viability gap funding window for setting up hospitals in PPP mode. In the first phase, those aspirational districts will be covered. We know there are 112 of them. So those aspirational districts from 112 that we have, where presently there are no Ayushman empaneled hospitals, will be given priority. So from 112 of aspirational districts, those which don't have an empaneled hospital for Ayushman treatments will be given the first priority, so that in Tier 2 and Tier 3 we have more such hospitals. This would also provide large-scale employment opportunities to youth. Proceeds from taxes on medical devices. This is very interesting. It has a bearing on what I will be saying during taxation, the Part B. Proceeds from taxes on medical devices would be used to support this vital health infrastructure which will get built in the aspirational districts. Using machine learning and artificial intelligence in the Ayushman Bharat scheme, health authorities and the medical fraternity can target diseases with an appropriately designed preventive regime. TB harega, desh jeetega. TB harega, desh jeetega. This campaign has been launched. I propose to strengthen this campaign to realize our commitment to end tuberculosis by 2025. I propose to expand also Jan Aushadhi Kendra scheme to all districts, offering 2,000 medicines and 300 surgicals by 2024. I have provided for the health sector about 69,000 crores, that is inclusive of 6,400 crores for Prime Minister Jan Arogya Yojana. So now the important point on sanitation. Our government is committed to ODF Plus. We know ODF is already there, launched, successfully sort of covered, saturation reached. But our government is committed to ODF Plus in order to sustain ODF behavior, because it has a lot of impact. If behavioral patterns don't remain consistent, it can have a negative bearing. So our government is committed to ODF Plus in order to sustain ODF behavior and to ensure that no one is left behind. Now more needs to be done towards liquid and grey water management. Focus would also be on solid waste collection, source segregation and processing. The total allocation for Swachh Bharat mission is about 12,300 crores for this year, 2020-21. Aiming to provide piped water supply to all households, Prime Minister announced from the Red Fort the Jal Jeevan mission. Our government has approved 3.6 lakh crore for this mission. 3.60 lakh crore for this mission is being approved. This scheme also places emphasis on augmenting local water resources, recharging existing sources, and will promote water harvesting and desalination. Cities over 1 million population will be encouraged to meet this objective during the current year itself. During the year 2021, this scheme would be provided a budget exclusively of 11,500 crores. So I now move to the third under Aspirational India, education and skills. The third and the final item under Aspirational India is education and skills. By 2030, India is set to have the largest working age population in the world. Not only do they need literacy, but they need both job and life skills. Dialogues have been held with state education ministries, members of parliament, and other stakeholders about education policy. Over 2 lakh suggestions were also received. The new education policy will be announced soon. It is felt that our education system needs greater inflow of finance to attract talented teachers, innovate